Hello and welcome to the PC Security channel once again. Today I'll be testing one of the newer betas for the next year, I guess, and I have ESET Smart Security version 8 beta today. And the surprising thing about this is, although there were a lot of expectations, I haven't really seen this to be very different from the previous version. As you can see, the user interface looks very similar. It behaves the same way, exactly the same as version 7. In fact, if I would just write version 7 over here, you wouldn't even know. So it's that similar. And even like in depth, there is no real, big difference between this and the previous version. So I'm not even sure if this will be very different in the test, because to me it looks very similar to the previous version. I'm not sure if they're planning to add more features later on, but the first beta build, it doesn't look very different. So regardless of what it looks like, let's go into their advanced setup. And as you can see, they have some modules here: self-defense, advanced memory scanner, exploit blocker, and this keeps getting bigger and bigger in every new release. But I don't understand why they still have no rules. I mean, when it was released first, I thought that, oh, okay, well, fine. They probably don't have rules because maybe they're planning to add them as updates, or maybe this is the first test version, so they don't want to enable this. Maybe in future versions this functionality will be available, but as of now, they still don't have any rules built in with the intrusion prevention module. And that is very annoying, because obviously nobody's going to want to sit and write rules themselves. They should have at least some custom defined presets, so that, okay, fine, maybe by default they don't want to use this, but there should be some mode where there would be some rules, so that even inexperienced users could get some kind of zero-day protection out of this. And that's really sad, because they have this module and it's just sitting there doing nothing most of the time. At least in my test, that's what's been the case. But having said that, it still has its old strengths, that is its signatures, low false positives, and I'm sure a fairly attractive user interface, and not too heavy on the system. Now the good news is it's below 100 megabytes of RAM, but it's still fairly high. But the problem is, I think this is a beta, so they might bring this down a little bit more. But having said that, the nice thing about ESET is that no matter how much RAM they use, they manage to keep the system running fairly fast. So it's not a huge concern for me, the RAM usage. So today I'll just be doing a short prevention test. I'm not going to be doing my full test because this is a beta. However, I have some really interesting malware links here that should be able to give ESET a very good test. So I'll check for updates once again, and then we'll get started. As you can see, it is entirely up to date. So here is our first file, and well, this is interesting. We see a new method of blocking URLs, so now the moment the URL is on the clipboard, ESET can block it, so that's interesting. And the web page is blocked as well. So that is a feature that I was unaware of. Let's see if the same happens with this one. Maybe it was just the Bing search, but let's go to this website and try to... Okay, it's not going to let me download. It's been caught and quarantined. I don't need to reboot ESET. It's just a file in the internet, temporary internet files, and it should be removed fairly easily, because I didn't even run this. So ESET caught that one. Let's see if it can keep a clean sheet, because some of these are fairly new. Okay, this one's blocked again by the website filter, which is good news. I mean, I did get some really difficult links this time. Now this one, I'm sure, is a very low detection rate file. It was caught by MCSoft Behavior Blocker, not their scanner. And in VirusTool, it had a detection of only 5. So I don't know what to expect from this one. Let's try run it. And wow, ESET catches it. So that is an indication that ESET does catch files with really low detections on VirusTool, meaning it has really good signatures. It doesn't always get the highest detection ratios, but I have seen that the response time to some really new threats is really good. So in terms of signatures, I think ESET is one of the, good AV companies. Still not the best, but I would really rely on ESET signatures if I had to. And as you can see, although a lot of these files are really low detection rate malware, ESET is blocking them with its signatures. Now these two were fairly high detection ratio, so it's no surprise they were caught. Now one thing I don't like is the restart notification after every file, but I guess that's not an issue for an everyday user because they're not going to be like wanting to run more and more links once they find malware. They'll probably just reboot the system anyway. So here's another file, done.exe, and it's been deleted, so we can't download it. That's sad. So I'll get rid of that one, and this is our last URL. This has been shortened, so let's see where it leads. And it's blocked. So there you go. ESET managed a perfect clean sheet. Although I'm fairly disappointed about the lack of an effective zero-day component in this version, the signatures continue to impress, and as you saw, the web prevention, that's really good. So I wouldn't mind running ESET as my primary antivirus with some other behavior blocker or other, zero-day module, but as I said, this is their Smart Security or their flagship product, their entire suite. So I believe this should have more protection, and I'm really, disappointed to see that they still haven't improved their intrusion prevention system over here, and they haven't really introduced anything revolutionary in the last 2 or 3 versions to improve zero-day protection. So they're sticking with their strengths, not venturing into unknown territories, but how do you find treasure if you don't do that? So hope you guys enjoyed this review. I'll be giving it a more comprehensive test when the final version is released. Until then, have a nice day, and I'll talk to you guys in the next Security channel video.